context, a lot of y'all don't know. Maybe you do know because I covered it. Tim Drake's Robin is gay out of nowhere. And a retcon by way of DC Comics not too long ago makes no sense considering his flings, of course, with namely, most notably, Stephanie Brown. It makes absolutely no sense that this guy was straight as a fucking arrow for 30 years, and then all of a sudden he's gay. But Tim Drake's Robin is now gay because reasons. Chuck Dixon, who is a classic writer who has done a lot of stuff with the Bat family, has had some things to say, and he's one of the comic pros that understands what this shit is about. Let's read. Covering it from Bounding in the Comics by my man John F. Trent, who documented it a great job here. DC Comics retcon Tim Drake. We're talking about the actual comic book that it happens in. But let's get to that's the comic book for those of you that want to see it, where he's just gay out of nowhere. It's weird. And this is what Chuck Dixon had to say, and I'm guessing this was on his podcast or show that he does. He says, "What are my bona fides on Robin? I wrote 100 of his monthly issues. I wrote numerous miniseries specials, annuals of Tim Drake's Robin. He did not create Tim Robin. Of course, Marv Wolfman did that. Alan Grant further developed Tim Drake, but then I was tasked by Denny O'Neil, to develop the character further and make him worthy of being Batman's sidekick. So he moved to ancillary character to full-fledged Boy Wonder." And Dixon went on to discuss, he explains, "Robin is an iconic character. He's been around forever. I'm not surprised by what happened because this is what they do. It's disappointing more than anything else." He continued, "Because why couldn't they just create a new character instead of leaning into a question that's existed for the Robin character almost since its creation, thanks to this gentleman?" Talks about some sexual subtext. "For what reason, I have no understanding. It's cynical marketing. It's a cynical marketing ploy because it brings attention to the title. What it will not bring to the title is increased sales because these things never work that way." Facts! Facts, Chuck Dixon. Facts. What it does, it gets clicks. It gets people talking about it. It gets guys like me doing videos. It gets stan accounts created on Twitter. And those fucking weirdos that are cosplay the character on Instagram, the weirdos that'll say, yes, this is awesome, we got gay Robin, will never buy a book. They'll think it's the coolest thing in the world, and then they'll just move on to the next thing because that is a demographic of non-book buyers. That is a fucking fact. So Chuck Dixon is completely correct on that. He also says, there have been gay characters in American comics since the 80s. It's not a new thing. It's not stunning or brave. Chuck Dixon, you motherfucker. I got to get you on the show, man. I got to get Chuck Dixon on the show. He says it's just changing things for the sake of changing them. I mean, what's next? Hal Jordan is a cannibal? What are they going to do next? This has been a flavor of the month for almost 3 decades, is to reveal that a character is bi or gay, which to me is a distinction without a difference. He says, I don't understand the point of it. The character was never written this way, never conceived this way, but this is going to be continuity from now on, even if they retcon it back, even if they do a reboot and he's no longer bi-curious, he will be bi-curious for the rest of the time, and this is going to be part of his continuity. I don't think there's any real good reason for this beyond simple marketing ploy. Like I said, these marketing ploys, they don't work. They're not effective. They don't raise sales, but they raise interest from media and from peers within the industry, which I guess is the point. Yeah, these guys are writing these books for each other, Chuck. Which I guess is the point, to get your back slapped by an editorial meeting or possibly get an interview with Vanity Fair. Maybe your name might get mentioned on CNN. We got to get this guy on the show. We got to get Chuck Dixon on the show. These are all facts. But I think the vast majority of the American public has no idea who Tim Drake is. Facts. So now Robin is gay because they don't know the difference between, they don't know that there's 3 versions of Robins or 4 or 5 versions of Robin. They just know Robin, the boy wonder. So they're thinking Burt Ward and Adam West, and now Robin is into guys. Facts. It's like we covered that one article from one of these weirdos. They had no idea that there had been multiple Robins. They had no idea. They talked as if it was the same fucking Robin the entire time. But at the end of the day, it's just lazy writing. We got to get him on the show. We got to get him on the show. We got to get Chuck on the show. These are all facts. These are all things that I've been saying. And this is a guy that has wrote plenty of the Bat family and books surrounding the Bat family. He knows them through and through. And he knows this shit is a gimmick. It's something because these guys write books for each other. They write stories for each other. And their comic books are in the fucking red. They're in the red. And it's not getting any better. So I hope to God that we get Chuck on the show because I want to talk to him about this, having been experienced in the industry. And he understands what this is about. So big shout out to Chuck Dixon, man. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.